Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty 78609 inside of my Class C motorhome, 24 footer. It's called a 22E, but it's 24 feet long. And before you leave too many comments, just remember this motto here: I do me, you do you. So yeah, it's cluttered. This is the overhead storage. This actually is a bunk bed, but I use it for storage. Got a big TV, which I hardly use. But yeah, I added a sound bar there. We're actually gonna talk about living in a motorhome as opposed to living or traveling in a fifth wheel travel trailer, etc. But yeah, I've got it modified a little bit. I've got a fan hooked up to that. There on that pad there. There's a place to hook a seat belt or something, so I just hooked the fan to that. That's the screen door from hell, and this is just some storage. Why do I call it the screen door from hell? Because it rattles like hell when you're driving down the highway, but it doesn't rattle anymore. But anyway, this is a Class C motorhome, 24 footer. So you got a full bed, full bath, a little storage underneath with a medicine cabinet up above. Here, I'll show you. Yeah, that's a good bath, good bed. The bed, it could be wider, but this is just a twin. You can put a full-size twin or whatever it is on there. This is fine for me. And then you got a regular full-size fridge. I'm not sure how many cubic feet it is, probably 4 or 5 cubic feet. It's big enough. It's plenty big. Storage underneath. Anyway, this is a motorhome. This layout would be the same as most travel trailers, fifth wheels, etc., except that the motorhomes have what is called a cab in the front where you actually drive the thing down the highway. And we'll talk more about that later, because what I'm going to do is show you a few things, and then we'll go get in the car and take a drive. So what do we got left? We got a furnace, which heats. I never use it because it's a propane hog. This is storage for clothes and stuff, and then that's a little area for storing more stuff. I don't have much stuff. In fact, back here there's like 1, 2, 3 cabinets. There's a little bit of stuff in here, hardly any in there, and none there. So I don't have a lot of stuff. But anyway, this is a motorhome, Class C. I'll show you the difference between a Class C and a Class A when I get outside. Shut the door and lock it, because we're going to take a drive. Okay, now we're outside, obviously, and that's a fifth wheel right there. It's a fifth wheel travel trailer. Okay, got it? Now, that is also my tow vehicle, called a Chevy Spark 2021. Manual transmission, 46 miles to the gallon. Is that good? Yeah. Next to me is let me get my hand out of the way. That is a Class A. Notice the difference in the front end, how flat that is. Looks like a school bus. That is a Class A motorhome. Again, these are all fifth wheels over here on this side. A travel trailer, the only difference is travel trailer has a flat front end as opposed to that hitch and the overhang there. But anyway, now what else can I tell you before we take a drive? Not much. See, this is a Class C. The way you can tell is it's got that cab over thing there, okay? Some of them actually have kind of deleted that, but it's still, the Class B plus or whatever. That's it. And you see the front end on this one? This is a Class C. Boop. That's a Class A. What's the difference? See how flat that is? That's the difference right there. And they're bigger. Usually the Class A's are big. That's about a 38 footer, I guess. Mine's a full length from bumper to bumper, 24 feet. A living space, you knock off probably 6 feet from here to here, so you've got about 18 feet of living space. Is that enough for me? Sure, it's enough for any one person, even 2. And is my Spark okay? Yeah, my Spark's working out great, guys. So now we're going to take a drive, and I'll go through the RV park, and I'll show you some travel trailers, but let me get this all set up here. You'd think I'd get better at this, but I'm not sure I have. Boom, got it. Now I got to put this under there to keep it from shaking too much. I mean, the whatever they call it, the stabilization software works great. I'm going to set the mic off somewhere for a second, so it'll make a little noise, but just hang with me. I got to fasten my seatless belt. Anyway, we're getting there, guys. Just hang with me. Old Dad's getting there. This is all planned, believe it or not. It's not a good plan, but it's planned. Okay, now speaker A on seatbelt B in position C. Now we're ready. So now I'm going to put on my sunglasses, even though it's not that bright. And, I got to get my keys in the ignition. Keys in ignition, brake off. all that stuff. But yeah, I've lived in a motorhome, a Class C motorhome now for 4 months. And how do I like it as compared to living in a travel trailer? At my age right now, I would have to say I like it better. Why? I just like the idea of being able to drive away anytime I want to, and I also like the fact that if I'm driving down the highway and I want to pee or whatever, or fix a sandwich, I can do it. Okay, those units straight ahead, those are travel trailers. Okay, those are all travel trailers, bumper pull. Okay, as opposed to the fifth wheel travel trailers, which have that thing in front. See that white truck there right in front of it? Anyway, so we'll go on around. Now you know what they look like. Class C's have the flat nose. Class C's have the overhang. Class A's have a flat nose. Then you got fifth wheels and travel trailers. Which one is better? None. Whatever you want is the best. So now we're going to go take a drive down the highway without too much traffic and enjoy the morning, and we'll ramble on a little bit more. I'm going to go to the right here. Why? Not much traffic going this way. Hardly any, actually. This is Farm to Market Road, or County Road 152. I'm going to try to clean the windshield, guys. Doot. Did I do any good? Probably not. Maybe a little, but be that as it may. Back to living and or traveling in a Class C motorhome as opposed to a travel trailer fifth wheel. And there's other units I haven't even mentioned yet. The little teardrop things, the pop-ups. Then you've got people that live in van dwellers and stuff. So there's all kind of ways to skin this cat, or do your RVing life. It's a function of age, a function of your income, and how much you're willing to spend or can spend on the acquisition of your recreational vehicle, whatever it might be. As far as price, I can't talk about used prices because they vary quite a bit, but the new prices of RVs, just as a comparison, if you bought you a good quality 36 foot or 34 foot, we'll say, fifth wheel and a pickup to tow it with, your investment is going to be around $100,000 for both if they're new. Maybe more, depends on the vehicle you pick and the RV, but in that range. If you buy a Class C motorhome, the base model, which I have, which is a Thor 4 Winds 22E, 24 feet long, will cost you, with sales tax and everything right now, around $70,000 just for the unit. You can, of course, get some cheaper used, but again, you got to know what you're doing to get into that ball game. So $70,000 gets you into a new Class C base model motorhome. Then if you want a tow vehicle, like I have, a Chevy Spark 2021 manual transmission, that cost me $12,200 delivered from All American Chevrolet out of Killeen, Texas. Apparently they're not available everywhere. Some people have asked me where I got mine because they can't find one in their area. But anyway, I got mine from All American Chevrolet, Killeen, Texas. And so you just have to contact them if you're in the area. So what else? So that I got about $12,200 on the car that was delivered, $12,200, the tow vehicle, and then $2,500 to get the base plate and the hitch, the total cost, labor and materials. So $15,000 total for the tow vehicle. So I'm looking at, for me, about $80,000 tied up in both units. You can get by a lot cheaper. I mean, believe me, I did for years. My first investment in an RV, I had an old 79 Chevrolet pickup that was paid for, of course, and I bought a $4,500 used travel trailer, which was junk, and it was really bad. I really got screwed, but that's how you learn. So but it got me started, and that all began the trail of acquisitions of different types of travel trailers over a period of years, and I enjoy the lifestyle very much, very much. Now, as to the quality of life in a travel trailer versus a motorhome, there's really no difference. That's all up to you. That's how you feel about your life at that moment. For me now, the motorhome seems to do quite well for me. I enjoy driving it. It's not a problem to hook up the tow vehicle at all. The Blue Ox people that make the hitch have done an excellent job of engineering to make it stupid proof. In other words, you really can't screw it up. The only thing you've got to remember is to release the parking brake in my vehicle and take it out of gear. And also, I take off the negative cable on the battery. That's what the owner's manual says to do, so I do that. As far as towing it and how much it affects gas mileage on the motorhome, it doesn't affect it hardly at all as far as I can tell. I've only towed it on a long trip once, and we'll check it again on this next trip I'm going to leave on Monday and see where that goes. As far as fuel economy in any RV, your best fuel economy will be in a van. All right, if you call that an RV. But a van's going to get you 18 to 20 miles a gallon. That's as good as you're going to get. Now, I did beat that dramatically by camping and living in a Prius, a Toyota Prius. I did that for several months, off and on for 5 years, and you can't beat 50 miles to the gallon in your RV, so to speak. But it was a Prius that I just put a bed in and stuff and did it that way. But I was somewhat younger. Would I want to do that now? Not really. Could I do it in the Chevy Spark? If I decided to, I could, but I'm not going to decide to do that because I like the comforts of the Class C motorhome now, because it's also got a generator, and that's something else you need to know. Nearly all motorhomes come with a generator that will run everything in the unit, including the air conditioner. Some of the Class Bs come with solar, some come with a generator. It's kind of, you have to check that out. And a Class B motorhome looks like a van. It's just a van that's super built, got all the stuff, a kitchen and a bathroom and all that. So when you get ready to make your decision on what type of unit you're going to use RVing, it's up to you. There's no one that, people leave comments and send me email saying, Rusty, what do you think about this for RVing? They'll have a link to a used unit of, fifth wheel travel trailer, whatever. And I really, I will respond usually with, looks good to me, but it's totally your choice. And that's exactly what it is. As you age, and I mentioned this in another video the other day, things change. And I think the fact that I enjoy the motorhome now more than I enjoyed my Casita and other travel trailers is not the quality of the unit so much as it is the fact that I'm driving it down the highway, towing a vehicle that gets 46 miles to the gallon, and then when I'm parked for extended periods, which I am most of the year actually, I'm by the month in places. I don't do a lot of boondocking at all anymore, and my travels consist now of short trips in Texas and going north in the summer somewhere, typically New Mexico, to an area that I'm very familiar with near Ruidoso, New Mexico. So there's no magic wand. It's just, what do you want? And if you try something, pick a direction and go, it doesn't work, then change. Just change. That's all. Take your loss or whatever it is and go on. But again, I keep going back to this. The motorhome versus a travel trailer or fifth wheel or van or whatever. A motorhome like I have, a Class C, you can get a used one a good used one probably for in the 30,000 range, maybe less, depending on how it's been used and how well it's been maintained. But again, that's something you'll have to check out on your own. I'm not a mechanic. But so you can get into a motorhome reasonably inexpensively, and you can do the same thing with a travel trailer. It just depends on your economic situation. If you don't have much cash and you're going to have to finance, and you want to live full-time as an RVer, you got to try to fit that payment into your budget and your lifestyle to make it work. And it does. I had payments at one time. I've had payments on cars and RVs and all that stuff. And yeah, it's a pretty good chunk every month going out. So, but RVing, again, it's evolutionary in that as you change, the lifestyle changes, just like if you were in a sticks and bricks. As you get older in your sticks and bricks homes, there's things you can't do or you don't choose to do, and you have outsiders come and do it for you, and that's the way life is. And the same thing in an RV. Some of the things I used to repair on my own, I no longer would consider doing it. I wouldn't consider climbing up on the roof of my RV now and installing a max air vent fan, even though I could do it. I'm not, because if you make one mistake at my age, like fall off the roof of an RV or do something equally stupid, then you're damaged for the rest of your life. There went your life, okay? So you just have to remember that there's things you can't do and don't do them. What has that got to do with motorhomes versus travel trailers? Probably not a hell of a lot, but it's a reminder to you folks as you get older to become more and more cautious. If you need a walking stick, get the best one they've got. If you need a walker of any kind, get the best one they've got if you can. And if you need assisted battery operated things to carry you around, get it. Don't be ashamed that you're growing older. There's a song, I don't know who sings it, it says, "Don't let the old man in." It was a Clint Eastwood thing with playing golf with a country western singer, and the singer came up with that song, "Don't Let the Old Man In," or maybe it came from somewhere else, I don't know. Doesn't matter. The point of the fact of the matter is that's a cute song, and there is some relevancy in that. You can push yourself a little bit as you get older to keep yourself physically fit and mentally alert, but you got to be realistic. You don't want to be jumping off ladders or climbing ladders even in that fact. But you have to do you. Everybody's health situation is different. I'll get comments from people in this video probably, "Well, I'm 90 years old and I still run the Boston Marathon." Well, that's good for you. You're 1 in a trillion, okay? And at the end of the race, what, the EMS takes you to the hospital or what? A lot of people say they do things, and maybe they do, and then again, maybe they exaggerate. Do humans exaggerate? Yes. Do I? Yeah, I'm human. Yeah, I mean, I'll take a small thing and exaggerate it if I can. Usually my situation is so common that if I did exaggerate it, you'd know it immediately. So with that in mind, guys, I think I'll wind this video down now. But for you people that are looking at the RV way of life, and we've talked about this many times, first of all, know who you are. Who are you? What are you capable of? Do you really want to be out there alone on the road, or you and your spouse out there driving down the highway in areas that you've never been before? Is that an adventure? It is. It can be an adventure, and it can be very enjoyable. However, it can be very frustrating in that, if you're driving down the highway and there's a thunderstorm with hail the big size of a golf ball, that's not a hell of a lot of, you get this, it's not a hell of a lot of fun, you got that? And also you get to your campsite and there's insects that you don't really like, but they really like you, and on it goes. So just remember, all that glitters is not gold. But if your choice is a motorhome, whether it's a Class C, Class A, Class B, do it. Within your economic situation, do it. And if it's building your own, getting a high box van or a regular van and building it out yourself, hell yeah. Besides that, it gives you something to do. So life goes on. You know, life is going on all around us, and you can choose to be a part of it or not. It's your choice. And is one choice right and the other choice wrong? No. They're your choices. If you choose to sit on your couch or recliner and watch television all day long, eating snacks, and you enjoy that, then I would say to you, do it, okay? That's your life. Enjoy the hell out of it. And if you don't want to exercise and you want to sit there and watch the news, don't let me talk you out of it. You know, just remember that you probably won't be all that healthy, but you know, if you've learned to live with that and you enjoy it, or you got a smile on your face and people around you enjoy seeing you, go for it. So with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, the whole thing here is do your own thing. Class C motorhome or travel trailer, all up to you guys. Thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, buy anything you want, anytime. But if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all of my videos. Why? Because it doesn't cost you a penny. You just click on the link, go to Amazon, buy whatever you choose. Amazon takes care of me. And I know it's an extra step, but some of you are doing it and some of you have, and I sincerely appreciate that. Other than that, drink plenty of water, stretch, walk, keep your health the best you can, and stand guard at the door of your mind. You know, it's your mind. That's the most important thing, is it's you. It's you. You have to face the fact, look in the mirror, and that thing, or whatever it is, looking back, that's you. It ain't nobody else. You know, it's you. So enjoy your life the best way you can. If you want to do something, do it. Enjoy your life. Enjoy your weekend. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye. Thumbs up.